Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief program. Today, we dive into the exciting world of finance as Hong Kong stocks are on the rise, fueled by a pivotal economic conference in China that promises to set the tone for the coming year. Investors are buzzing with optimism, especially with notable gains from companies like Haidilao and Mengniu. In other news, a new cross-sea passage is set to revolutionize travel between Hong Kong and Jiangmen, slashing travel time to just 90 minutes. This development is expected to enhance trade and investment opportunities in the Greater Bay Area, making it easier for business executives to connect and collaborate. Lastly, we catch up with Egyptian squash star Ali Farag, who expresses his admiration for footballer Mohamed Salah, despite being an Arsenal fan. As he aims for success at the World Squash Team Championships, Farag reflects on the influence of Salah as a role model for athletes. Please stay tuned for more detailed coverage. South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong stocks experienced a positive surge as China's top leaders commenced a significant economic conference, which is anticipated to influence the nation's economic direction for the upcoming year. The Hang Seng Index saw a 0.7% increase, reaching 20,441.74, while the Hang Seng Tech Index mirrored this gain. Notable stocks such as Haidilao International, a popular hotpot restaurant chain, surged by 6.1%, and dairy giant Mengniu rose by 4.3%. Investors are eagerly awaiting detailed policy measures from the two-day conference, especially after recent indications of a potential stimulus plan to bolster growth. The buzz around the market is palpable, with Fosun Tourism Group's shares skyrocketing by 78% following a favorable go-private announcement, marking a significant moment for the company. In another development, the South China Morning Post highlights the upcoming opening of the Huangmahai Cross-Sea Passage, a new link that will drastically reduce travel time from Hong Kong to Jiangmen to just 90 minutes. This 31-kilometer route, which connects Zhuhai and Jiangmen, is poised to enhance the movement of goods, particularly for construction projects, as it provides a more direct path for truck drivers transporting essential materials. Business leaders emphasize that this improved connectivity will not only streamline logistics but also foster economic growth and collaboration among the cities in the Greater Bay Area, which includes Hong Kong, Macau, and several other major urban centers. The passage is expected to significantly boost trade and investment opportunities, particularly for emerging sectors in Jiangmen, and facilitate easier access for business executives to vital economic hubs. Lastly, the South China Morning Post features Egyptian squash star Ali Farag, who expresses mixed feelings about his compatriot Mohamed Salah, a football icon playing for Liverpool. While Farag admires Salah's achievements and views him as an inspiration, his allegiance lies with Arsenal, the team competing against Liverpool for the Premier League title. Farag reminisces about the glory days of Arsenal, particularly during their invincible season, and despite his admiration for Salah, he finds it challenging to cheer for a rival team. As Farag competes in the World Squash Team Championships, he remains proud of his accomplishments, including reaching multiple finals, and is determined to improve and strive for future victories. South China Morning Post reports on a groundbreaking discovery by an international team led by Chinese medical experts that could pave the way for a potential treatment for hepatitis B, a virus affecting over 250 million people globally. The researchers identified zalnezerine, a small interfering RNA molecule, which, when used alone or in combination with an immunomodulator, achieved a functional cure in approximately one-third of the patients involved in the study. This significant advancement in hepatitis B treatment comes after nearly a decade of relentless research, as traditional antiviral medications have only managed to control the virus rather than eradicate it. The findings, published in the New England Journal of Medicine, highlight the urgency of addressing the silent yet severe nature of hepatitis B, which can lead to life-threatening liver diseases for those unaware of their infection. In another report, South China Morning Post highlights the impending cold snap in Hong Kong, with temperatures expected to plummet to 12 degrees Celsius or lower this weekend, marking the coldest weather of the winter season. The Hong Kong Observatory attributes this drop to a northeast monsoon affecting the southern coast of China, urging residents to prepare for chilly conditions, particularly in the early mornings and evenings. Specific areas like Tai Pa and Ta Kuling may experience even lower temperatures, prompting authorities to advise residents to keep warm and check on vulnerable individuals, such as the elderly or those with chronic illnesses, to ensure their safety during the cold spell. Lastly, South China Morning Post examines the lukewarm response from mainland Chinese investors to the recent expansion of the Wealth Management Connect scheme, which allows cross-border investment in wealth management products. Despite the addition of 14 new securities firms, the uptake has been minimal, with only 6.28% of the quota utilized. Experts attribute this lack of interest to restrictive marketing practices and stringent eligibility requirements that deter potential investors. While there has been a surge in mainland clients opening bank accounts in Hong Kong, the overall participation in the scheme remains low, highlighting the need for better investor education and a more flexible approach to attract Chinese investors to the diverse financial products available in Hong Kong. South China Morning Post reports on the recent reshuffle in Hong Kong's government, where Chief Executive John Lee Ka-chiu surprised many by replacing the tourism and transport ministers. This move, deemed premature by some, was justified by Lee's statement that he seeks officials who embody the philosophy of continuous improvement. The reshuffle is significant as it marks a departure from the norm, with Lee openly critiquing the performance of the ousted officials. The Basic Law empowers the chief executive to appoint and remove officials, emphasizing a dual accountability to both the central people's government and the people of Hong Kong. This reshuffle reflects Lee's commitment to ensuring that his administration prioritizes the interests of the Hong Kong populace and operates with a sense of accountability. South China Morning Post highlights that Hong Kong has regained its status as an international aviation hub, according to Willie Walsh, the Director General of the International Air Transport Association, IATA. He noted that the slow recovery of some foreign airlines is more linked to supply chain and airspace issues rather than geopolitical tensions. Walsh expressed optimism about Cathay Pacific Airways reaching full capacity by the end of the year. Despite the current challenges, including a reduced number of airlines operating in Hong Kong compared to pre-pandemic levels, there is a strong underlying demand for air travel, particularly in the Asia-Pacific region. The IATA forecasts a positive outlook for the global airline industry, expecting significant profits and growth, driven by lower oil prices and high load factors. South China Morning Post discusses Hong Kong's recent reduction in liquor tax, aiming to position the city as a global spirits trading hub. The tax cut from 100% to 10% for high-priced liquor is anticipated to stimulate the market and attract more premium spirits. Whiskey merchant John Rhodes and others in the industry are optimistic about the potential for growth and expansion into mainland China. However, they caution that while the tax reduction is a step in the right direction, high operational costs and competition from established hubs like Singapore and Taiwan remain significant challenges. Experts believe that Hong Kong's geographical advantages and its connection to the mainland could provide unique opportunities for growth, particularly in the context of the booming Asian spirits market. South China Morning Post reports on the heartbreaking disappearance of former England rugby international Tom Voice, who was feared dead after his car was found in a flood-swollen river in Northumberland. The 43-year-old, who earned 9 caps for England and had a successful club career with Wasps, Bath, and Gloucester, was last seen attempting to drive across the River Aln. Authorities believe he may have been swept away while trying to escape. In other sports news, Liverpool maintained their perfect Champions League record with a narrow 1-0 victory over Girona, thanks to Mohamed Salah's 50th goal in the competition. Meanwhile, Aston Villa celebrated a surreal return to the Champions League, sitting third in the table after a thrilling win against RB Leipzig, with captain John McGinn expressing excitement about their unexpected success. In the realm of finance, South China Morning Post highlights China's recent shift towards aggressive stimulus measures, which has sparked optimism in the nation's stock market. Following a Politburo meeting chaired by President Xi Jinping, expectations of interest rate cuts and increased government spending have led to a rally in Chinese assets. Analysts note that this marks a significant change in policy direction aimed at stabilizing the economy amid deflationary pressures. The upcoming Central Economic Work Conference is anticipated to provide further clarity on these plans, with investors keenly awaiting tangible actions to support the beleaguered property market and boost consumer spending. Phu Quoc, Vietnam, is emerging as a unique tourist destination, blending natural beauty with fantastical attractions, as detailed by South China Morning Post. The island, once a quiet fishing community and prison site, has transformed into a vibrant holiday spot with a Mediterranean flair, featuring replicas of iconic structures like the Colosseum. Visitors can explore Sunset Town, with its Amalfi Coast-inspired architecture, and enjoy spectacular shows at the world's largest sea-based theater. Phu Quoc also boasts luxury resorts, amusement parks, and eco-friendly experiences like bee farms and local specialty tours. With its eclectic mix of attractions, the island caters to diverse travelers, offering a whimsical yet authentic Vietnamese experience. South China Morning Post reports on the remarkable transformation of the Sui Ping River in Hong Kong, once known for its drab and musty environment, into a vibrant and smart waterway. Over a 4-year project costing 1.34 billion Hong Kong dollars, the river now boasts a smart water gate that adjusts to tidal changes, along with 7 pedestrian walkways, 6 viewing decks, and a newly created wetland. This revitalization is not just about aesthetics, it significantly enhances flood control while promoting ecological diversity with the introduction of mangroves and bird perches. Chief Engineer Ian Wan Shuk Kung emphasized that the project aims to improve the environment and landscape, making the river a lively part of the community rather than a neglected nulla. South China Morning Post also highlights the dominance of the United States at the World Aquatic Swimming Championships held in Budapest, where they clinched 4 gold medals on the opening day. While the U.S. team, filled with Olympic champions, showcased their prowess by breaking 5 world records, China opted to focus on nurturing a new generation of swimmers, leaving many top athletes at home. Among the young talents, 13-year-old Zhou Yanjun made waves by competing in the women's 200-meter individual medley heats, outperforming much older competitors. The excitement continued as American swimmer Kate Douglas set a new world record in the same event, illustrating the fierce competition and the emergence of new stars in the pool. SCMP opinion discusses the urgent need for Hong Kong to modernize its regulations surrounding electric vehicles, EVs, to keep pace with technological advancements. Current laws restrict the functionality of in-car displays and prohibit the use of mobile phones for remote parking, which could hinder the city's ambition to become a leading market for EVs. As the percentage of electric vehicles registered has surged dramatically, the government's plans to relax certain restrictions are timely and necessary. With a goal to phase out conventional vehicles by 2035, the article advocates for the installation of 200,000 charging stations by 2027 and the continuation of financial incentives to promote EV adoption. The call is clear: Hong Kong must eliminate regulatory roadblocks to fully embrace the electric vehicle revolution and ensure a sustainable future. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Turn on the TV screen, see the world unseen. China's on the news tonight, history in the spotlight. Scroll through my phone again, find out where to begin. Stories from the east to west, learning from the very best. News in China every day, learning in a fun new way. From the cities to the farms, feel the heartbeat, feel the charm. Ancient tales in modern times, mountains high and river rise. Culture rich in every town, golden driving never down. Every headline a new friend, from beginning to the end. Connecting hearts through every word, China's story always heard. News in China every day, learning a fun new way. From the cities to the farms, feel the heartbeat, feel the charm. Every headline a new friend, from beginning to the end. Connecting hearts through